Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial. Today's review will be the Chucky TV series, episode 1. Let's get into it. So in the spirit of Halloween, they decided to come out with another Chucky series. The original Chucky series came out in the 80s. And after coming out in the 80s, they had several movies, some dumb, some definitely stupid, some that didn't need to be made. But however, I have been following this series from the beginning and pretty much seen all of them, the dumb ones and the ones that didn't need to be made as well. They did a remake a couple years ago, and what it was missing was the voice of Chucky and all the comedic lines he used to have. It was missing that totally. Everybody instantly seen it. So the original castmates of Alex Vincent, played by Andy, Jennifer Tilly, played as Tiffany Valentine, and then you had, of course, the original voice of Chucky. He also, Brad Dourif, they brought him back as well. So I thought that was cool that they all of them got together so they could bring this TV series. And the TV series actually looks like it's going to be good. Surprisingly going to be good. And so the other actors and actresses that's playing in this, you have Zachary Arthur, who is the main character, Jake Weber. And you have Lexi Taylor. She's played by Olivia Lynn. And Logan Weber, played by Devin Sawa. So let's get into the storyline. So it picks up Jake Weber is a kid, teenager in middle school, 14 years of age, and pretty much been cast aside from his friends. He's in his own world, and he lost his mom. The dad is raising him. The dad is a drunk. Now, the dad has a brother who's successful. The dad has children. His dad's brother has children that pretty much make a rivalry to Jake because they have money and him and his dad don't. So it's a rivalry there. So Junior Weber is the other cousin that's around the same age. They go to the same school, but of course Junior Weber and Logan Weber, which is his dad, they live in, the rich neighborhood or whatever. So it's already a detachment there. Jake gets picked on pretty much, and he gets picked on in school. So, typical stuff that you see, kids being bullies and picking on kids and stuff like that. So that's all there. But what happens is somebody is having a garage sale, and Jake goes to the garage sale and sees the Chucky doll, and he grabs the Chucky doll. So he grabs the Chucky doll, not really knowing the history about it. So he's narrating also in their town, there's been deaths or whatever going on in their town, and he know about Charles Lee Ray, but in a small town, but he pretty much doesn't know the full details of everything. So it's gonna be interesting how they're playing, or they're forgetting about everything that has happened, all these other movies, or how is this playing out? Because the way it's looking like they're aware of the Chucky situation, but they kind of wrote that off as Andy really did the killings, and they didn't believe it was actually a doll. All the people that was involved didn't know it was an actual doll. Like that part never happened. So instantly, Chucky, he is alive. And Jake pretty much, he wants to take the doll. He makes mannequins, or he's making some type of mannequin, and he wants to use Chucky's head for the mannequin, but of course he can't pull the head off. And when he's about to, the dad walked in, and when the dad invited the brother and his kids over for dinner, Chucky was upstairs. Of course, you see Chucky with the cat. You already know the cat Gary come up missing, so you see that happening. So the Chucky doll was in the closet, and the mom, the brother to Alex's dad, his brother, his wife asked could she use the bathroom, so she went upstairs and she's in the room, and she's calling somebody secretly, but Chucky's in the closet, and he's, I guess, trying to kill the cat at the time, but she hearing noise, and then when she opened up, Chucky hair looking all crazy, and he's just sitting there, but the cat runs out or whatever. So she was Gary talked to whoever she was talking to. She was Gary Spill, whatever, but she didn't get a chance to say what she was going to say. Meanwhile, the dad is a drunk. The brother offers to help him, but he's prideful, so he's not going to help him or whatever. So the dad pretty much gets upset, and he destroys, after everybody left, he destroys Jake's mannequin sculpture thing that he was creating. He destroys it with a bat, and so Jake is pretty much upset and pretty much, saying he hate him for doing what he did. And so Jake goes to school, and when he goes to school, of course, you get the rich kids picking on him and stuff like that. And his cousin is in with the girl Lexi. She's the bitch of the group, and she's adding on to him being picked on. So they got class with a science biology class, and they got a frog, and it's them dissecting a frog, and he can't do it because he's squirmish to blood and all that, but he has the Chucky doll with him. And of course he turns his back, and the teacher was like, come on, you gotta do this for a grade. And when he turned his back, of course Chucky takes the scalpel and dissect the whole frog. And he knew right then and there, like, something was off. Like, he know he didn't do that. And so he gave the doll Chucky to the teacher and to tell her pretty much keep it until he find somebody who he gonna sell it to, because he want to sell it on eBay or whatever. So once he does that, he leaves the class. The teacher's trying to take off for him, so she goes to the little girl Lexi, pretty much tell her you shouldn't do that, and picking on him and stuff like that. And then she pretty much said, I sue you. And so she said, I'm gonna go get the principal. The teacher going to get the principal, and the teacher go gets the principal. Meanwhile, Lexi is in a room with Chucky, and Chucky jumps off the counter where he was at, but he doesn't show motion. He just shows up in front of the door, and she's looking like, I know that doll was pretty much up on that counter. And so she gets kind of shook, and she drops her phone. So the teacher grabs the doll, put it in the cupboard, locks the door. And so when the next morning happened, the dad came and said something to Jake, pretty much like, yo, I found this doll in the bathroom. I don't know why it's in there. And he know he gave that to the teacher. So he know there's an issue. So he put this thing on eBay pretty much to sell the doll. And he got a fast reply. It was an anonymous phone call. Now this is Andy or whatever. But he's saying, yo, I'm calling about the doll. And he said, is the doll named Chuck? And he like, yeah, how you know that? This conversation is weird pretty much. And he like, yo, you need to watch for that doll. That doll, was into some things and pretty much. And he was like, yo, check the batteries or whatever. So he pretty much goes and grabs the doll, flip it over, and now he know that it's no batteries, how this doll has been talking the whole time. So he takes the doll and pretty much throws it in the trash can. And they had this school talent show. The girl Lexi is on the stage, and she's pretty much speaking to all the parents, making jokes, and then she pretty much makes a joke towards Jake. And when he was on there, she's embarrassed him. Chucky is talking in the background, and now he really know Chucky is alive. So Chucky pretty much tell him, like, whispering in his ear, pretty much, he was like, help me out, Jake. And so he pretty much tell Jake to use him like he's a ventriloquist. So he gets on the stage, pretty much has the crowd laughing, and he embarrasses Lexi. So the school suspended him because of that. And so when he got home, the dad was upset, pretty much told him, I told you about messing with dolls. Now you find out that Jake is homosexual, and the dad doesn't approve of that. And once again, in most shows, the gender is pushed, so that's what we see in all the shows or whatever. So even Chucky on stage makes reference to it. You know, basically, if that's what you into, that's not what I'm into, or whatever. I don't got no problem. But he makes a joke, try to make a joke in reference to that. So the dad pretty much hits Jake. He's drunk, and pretty much said he gonna get rid of the doll. And of course Jake pretty much says, no, I hate you. He leaves the doll downstairs. But now Jake, when he gets upstairs, he pretty much know this doll is serious. And so he like, pretty much, yo, maybe I should go stop and warn my dad. But he's still upset. So the dad, Chucky, goes into action, pretty much shuts the electric off in the house. The dads are drunk. Chucky goes and takes the alcohol. When the dad goes downstairs to the electric box, he sprays the alcohol all on the dad, and the dad gets pretty much electrocuted. Cops come, asking him pretty much what happened, and he tells them, and Chucky's just sitting there, but he's blowing him off. And the cops know that the doll was broken out of the school, and they said, and he's like, yeah, I really wanted him. So he's covering for Chucky or whatever. So his uncle shows up to grab him. So you got the detectives that's suspicious right now. And now he's at the house with his uncle and his uncle's family. Chucky knows that the wife has some secrets. He knows that the cousin doesn't really care for Jake, but it's a little girl that got a little sister there. Well, no. Yeah, they got a little sister there. Or it's the little sister of Lexi. It's a little she got a little sister. And you could tell that's his eyesight, where he always wanted to, snatch a child's body and stuff like that. So you could tell that's gonna be the one who he wants to grab and take over their body. So you see that play coming in a fold. And so at the end of the episode, it pretty much shows Chucky, Jake in his uncle's house in his new room, and he telling Chucky to talk to him, and then Chucky pretty much comes to life and then says, basically, you know what I'm saying, this is how we're going to do this, and we need to talk about that bitch Lexi. And he pulls out a knife. And I thought that was, for it to be on USA or Sci-Fi Channel, like, they pretty much staying true to the how Chucky was back in the day, with everybody that was fans of the Chucky series, what they were fans for. So I think it's going to be a decent series, especially in the spirit of Halloween. And there were rumors back in the day that they were, like how they did a Freddy Krueger versus Jason. There were going to be Michael Myers versus Chucky. I don't know how they would have actually did that, but there was rumors of that back in the day. And ironically enough, this weekend is the weekend of the launch of the Halloween Kills movie. And they did a commercial with Chucky carving a pumpkin of Michael Myers' face, and then Michael Myers showing up, and Chucky is sitting there in front of Michael Myers. So that was dope too. But other than that, I think it's going to be a okay series. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.